Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head. Hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. So we're going to talk about some very dark cut kind of stuff here. And that is moving some of these veteran players the Mets have that are under contract. This is one of two videos I'll have. I have another one after this one at some point about Brandon Nimmo, but this is about Jeff McNeil. As you know, McNeil's been here for many years. He's been here since 2018. And he's been part of these sort of disintegrations by the Mets. And he's really a guy, you look at him, and he's very much a poster boy for this team. Up and down from year to year, goes through these stretches. Is he a power hitter? Is he an average hitter? Is he a spray hitter? What kind of player is he in terms of at the plate? He's been extremely inconsistent, surprisingly so. After he won his first batting title in 2022, I thought he was going to win more than that. And to be honest with you, the batting average in the National League is not very high, so there's no reason for him not to win another batting title or two during this time since then. But he has one more year left on his contract that he signed after the 22 season, which was a 4-year deal. He has had sort of a very strange 4 years. He's been looks to me very comfortable. And really I'm tired of the act. Tired of the throwing the bat, slamming the helmet, the screaming. The Mets played a game in September. He got thrown out of the game, and the Mets could have used him in that game, and obviously got thrown out. Very unprofessional. And really, it's time to move on. And he's 33 years old. Mets have young players that need to play, and they have guys coming along in their minor league system that are going to be here, especially if they play one AAA. But there is speculation, and I've heard speculation really since the beginning of September, and really actually think before that, right after the trade deadline, about players that were going to get moved in the offseason. He's probably the number one player of the veteran players that is probably almost 100% not going to be here. If he's here, I'm surprised. I'd be very shocked if he was still here. This is from SI.com. Mets utility man could be traded this offseason, according to MLB Insider, and of course, Scott Boras whisperer, Jon Heyman. Mets veteran Jeff McNeil could be among the players in the trade block this offseason. I've talked a lot about it. Changes are already in motion for the Mets, who parted with the majority of their coaching staff after a 3-month free fall in the standings that left them out of the postseason. But once the World Series concludes, major changes could also come to the roster. An article published on Thursday, Jon Heyman of the New York Post reported that utility man Jeff McNeil, second longest tenured man on the roster, is a potential trade candidate this offseason. Like I said, I've been hearing about this since August. Quote, Jeff McNeil could hit the trade block, according to the whisperer. He added that while the Mets are currently focused on filling out their staff under returning manager Carlos Mendoza, sources suggest that a McNeil trade could be one way to improve the team's defense, which was an issue in 2025. McNeil, 33, missed nearly the first month of this regular season after suffering a low-grade right oblique strain during spring training. He went on to play in 122 games, splitting his defensive work between his natural second base and all three outfield spots. I was not happy with his defense in center field, to be honest with you. I didn't think that it was all that good. And according to StatCast, McNeil ranked 12th among qualified second basemen with +4 outs above average of 25. He was also credited with 2 defensive runs saved at his primary position, but was a net negative in both categories when playing in center field, -3, and left field, -2 defensive runs saved. He's not good in center field. He should not be playing center field. And people were fooling themselves that he was good. McNeil posted solid offensive numbers for most of 25, though they fell well short of his exceptional production from 22 when he captured the National League batting title. 8-year veteran hit .243. This is terrible. This is not a good year. .243 batting average, .335 on-base percentage, and a .411 slugging percentage with 12 homers and 54 RBIs across 462 plate appearances. But ended the season mired in a 4 for 46 slump. He was terrible. I mean, let's be honest. He sucked. Okay, he sucked. Dominic Neal should have some value in the trade market. It will depend on how much money the Mets and other interested teams are willing to absorb. He's set to earn $15.75 million next season, and after that, Mets or any other quality team would have the option of paying him the same salary in 2027, or buying out his contract for $2 million. If the Mets ultimately move on from McNeil, they would still have more than one versatile infield option available to them. For an additional trades, New York ultimately currently has Luisangel Acuna, Ronnie Mauricio, and Brett Baty, who broke out with a 748 OPS and 3-point Baseball Reference wins above replacement of 130 games this season, while splitting reps with Mark Vientos at third and McNeil at second. Brett Baty, I think at this point you should give him a shot to play him every day. Ronnie Mauricio needs to go, and he should not have been on this roster. He should have been playing in the minor leagues. And Luisangel Acuna, he does a lot of things well, but he's got no power. The trade could also clear a path for Mets number 3 prospect Jeb Williams to join the big league roster. The versatile 21-year-old played 581 innings at short, 240 innings at second, and 210 center over 130 minor league games this season. He also had 17 homers, stole 34 bases, and posted a combined 828 OPS against AA and AAA pitching. Now, what could you get for Jeff McNeil? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I know that the Mariners have always liked him. I don't know if they still have that interest, and obviously the Mariners are still playing as I record this video. You know, the game is tied there in Seattle as I record this. That's a team that's had a long time interest in them. A lot of teams would be interested in a veteran player that can hit 300 and play multiple positions. But in my opinion, it's time to change the personality of this team. That sometimes change is good for change's sake. And they need to start doing that. I mean, they took a very big step by getting rid of some of these coaches. Now they have to start divesting themselves of some of these players that have been here way too long. If players have been in one place for too long and they're not a superstar, and the team's not winning, you move on. And there are some issues here with McNeil in particular. Well, let me know what you think about this video. And of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. And of course, follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you later.